too. I learned a lot of things. I've been doing me, I've been doing okay. Come fuck with me, be my Beyonce. Know you love me, but girl, you're crazy. She's so great.
Welcome back to my channel, baby. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna do a reaction to ESPN. J.COLE sits down. This is full title. J.COLE sits down with Bob Myers, lead by an example. Let's see what J.COLE got to talk about. Shout out J.COLE. You know, he definitely proved himself in this music game. So, and he tapping into basketball. So, you know, he doing his thing, man. He really is doing his thing. So let's get into the video.
I did music, and to her, it was
let
like
somebody knock you off.
I'm not even gonna give my own mother the chance to try to bring me back down to reality. It's not gonna happen.
Lead by Example with Bob Myers is presented for the people by Caesars Sportsbook. You bet, you get with Caesars Rewards. Must be 21 or older.
Welcome to Lead by Example. I'm your host, Bob Myers. Today, J.COLE.
Hey,
Appreciate it.
what's poppin', man? How you doing?
So, you and I saw each other. My first time I met you was on the phone.
Yeah,
And somebody said, well, you want to talk to you? And I'm thinking, like, what's this guy gonna say?
for sure.
And what struck me a little bit was this guy, he loves basketball. And everybody, a lot of people walk around and say, I love basketball. You actually, you can kind of feel it. Does that ring true to you?
Nah, yeah, I love it for sure. Even right now as we speak, like I probably haven't played in a week and a half, maybe going on 2 weeks. And I feel the missing of it. You know what I mean? Like I feel the missing of it. But I love to watch too. But really, it's playing. Yeah, for sure.
So growing up, you had your mom and your brother, right? And that was it. And you were born in Germany. You were born overseas.
Yeah, I was born in Germany. My mother and my father were together, and then like relatively early. I don't even think I was one before they like split up. So yeah, I was born in Germany. People think I'm German. That's the other thing, though. People think I'm German. The other thing, people think my mom is German. She's not German. Like I think if you go to like Wikipedia or something, I'll meet random people. It's been years though, by the way. I've never actually had even a moment to say it because it never came up. But it's been years, and somebody would come up to me and be like, "Bro, my mom's German too." Or I'm like, "Bro, my mom's not German. Like, let me get my mom's from Michigan." But she was in the army. She went to the army when she was like, as soon as she turned 18, she kind of like got out of town, went to the army, met my dad in Germany because he's from Arkansas. So they're just like two kids that like, one from Michigan, one from Arkansas, and they both left like as soon as they could. They got out of their hometowns and like, met each other in Germany. Had my older brother, had me, and then shortly after they had me, like within a year, we were back in the States. I feel like as a kid, I was always self-sufficient. I wasn't needy of another person's attention or boom boom. Now sometimes I wonder if that's because being the second kid and just being a kid to a young mother, you know what I mean, and a young father, and then she would have a boyfriend, and this would be a young stepfather eventually. Sometimes I wonder if it's just being a kid of young parents, if you just naturally learn don't expect, don't expect.
Nobody's gonna.
Ain't nobody coming to save you. You know what I mean? For the most part.
You got kids now.
Yeah.
I mean,
sure.
it's also a lot of parents won't let that happen to their kid. They don't let their kids grow up. They save them all the time. So you kind of have the opposite.
That's real.
You're kind of like
yes, complete opposite. I have a very long leash.
So what about discipline?
No, I missed that part. Like the discipline.
You mean you didn't need it? Didn't have it?
No. The discipline that I had. It depends on what type of discipline.
Okay, discipline, like you had to step out of line, like something in your life as a kid. Who grabbed you and said you can't do that?
Oh, disciplinary action.
What was the dumbest, stupidest thing you did?
At 6 years old, I was smoking cigarettes regularly around the neighborhood.
How does that even happen? Like
just being around the neighborhood.
So you're
I ain't gonna lie. I don't smoke cigarettes, but as a kid, and this is now I saw this clip about what J.COLE finna say. I already saw it. Just a little clip. I just didn't see this full interview. But when I was a kid, I did the same thing, but kind of worse because it would be sometimes cigarettes that was already lit. Like I just didn't know no better, bro. I was just doing dumb stuff, bro. Like I know I used to go in a grocery store and it would be like ashtray full of cigarettes, bro. I smoke it. But don't tell nobody. I don't like telling people stuff about me. So you can laugh, you know, but it's not something I'm proud of. Now that I look back at it, I'm like, bro, what the hell was I doing?
I'm 6. The thing was my brother's 4 years older than me, almost 4 years.
And he's smoking too.
No, that's the wild thing. It was just I was always hanging around the older kids in the neighborhood that he was hanging around, and they were smoking, and I was young and fearless and trying to be cool. So it was like, oh, y'all smoking? Like, let me see that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And of course, we're all out there kind of like young parents with like long leashes. Not like my mom knew I was doing this. She was just, my mom comes from first of all, my mom got 10 brothers and sisters.
Okay.
She comes from or maybe 9 brothers and sisters. She comes from a massive family with a single mother, type of broken home type of thing where they all raised each other.
Sure.
And she comes from a small town where it was like, yo, you need your door unlocked. She comes from where you can let your kid, like I was out and she allowed me that, probably like she was just out there. And I think back then it was probably a little safer to be just out roaming. So while I'm out roaming, of course, my mom has no clue that her 6-year-old son would try
If
it.
I see a 6-year-old
it's wild,
smoking,
it's
I'm looking at that kid going, this kid has no shot.
It's crazy.
So nobody said, hey.
No, see, that's the life-changing moment. This was literally a life-changing moment. I guess it's kind of getting to what you're asking. I literally remember, I'm 6 years old. I'm like, I'm smoking with these kids in the neighborhood that are older than me. And, to them, it's funny. They're 10 themselves. So it's funny for them to see, like, nobody's really worried about me. Like, hey, don't do that. You know what I mean? It's just like, they're 10 and smoking cigarettes. You know what I mean? So, like, they're not, it's not like they're going to say, hey, man, maybe you shouldn't do that. No. So I'm smoking with these older kids. This is going on for 2-3 weeks or something. And one day, I'm down the street at a house where it was happening at. And my brother comes up, and I asked one of our homeboys in the neighborhood, I'm like, yo, you got any cigarettes? I'm 6, trying to be cool. I'm like, you got any cigarettes? My brother hears this for the first time because he didn't know what was going on. My brother hit.
Yeah, that boy was bold. I wasn't that bold now. I ain't gonna ask like as a kid, like that young, I wasn't gonna ask nobody for one. So I wasn't that bold now. You feel what I'm saying? Like, nah.
He's like, what are you talking about? Like, man, shut. Like, he's shut up. That was my brother's energy. Shut up. Like, man, shut up. Like, what you talking about? I'm like, oh, he don't know. He don't know. I'm like, yo, tell him, don't I be smoking? Like, proud of it. Like, trying to be cool.
This is what I do.
And so they confirmed it. They was like, yeah, he be smoking. So right away, and looking back in retrospect, I'm so grateful my brother did this. And at the time, I was so like, I felt so like it was treason. But my brother was like, I'm telling mom. And he walked home. And I'm 6, of course I'm dumb. But I'm like, I don't care. Like at 6 years old, I was like, are you gonna go and tell mom? And then she's gonna ask me, and I'm gonna say I don't smoke. I saw it.
You saw that.
I saw it in my mom's. I'm just gonna say I don't smoke.
Let's go.
So this is how dumb I am. Now the cigarettes are available. I go into the backyard right at this time, and we start smoking a cigarette. And I'm being cool, boom, boom, boom. And so my brother, about, I don't know, 20 minutes later or something, walks to the backyard where we was at. He was like, Jermaine, he was like, Mom wants to see you. I'm like, all right. Like, I'm like, okay, like, all right, so what? So I'm walking home, no fear. I have there's no worry. No worry at all.
Nothing's gonna happen.
And I walk in the house, and she's like, Jermaine, I'm like, yeah, mom. And she's like, what's this I hear about you smoking cigarettes? I'm like, huh? I'm like, huh? She's like, come here. And I walk up close to her. She
Yeah,
like,
she
say
gonna
something.
smell it.
I was
She
like,
gonna
what do you
smell
mean say something? And when I said it, she bent down.
Yeah.
And she smelled this cigarette
Yeah.
smoke on my
Yeah.
breath. And this was the life-changing moment right here because I saw her face.
Yeah.
When she smelled like cigarettes on my breath, her face was like, it was like heartbroken, it was disbelief, it was
Yeah.
like crushed.
Yeah.
I remember the look on her face, and she was like, you have been smoking. Like it hit her
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Her baby, I'm
Yeah.
the youngest of two, that her baby, who's 6, A, is capable of smoking cigarettes, and B, capable of lying
Yeah.
dead to her face
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
So it hit her, and I'm pretty sure, and my mom was not the type to give the whoopings that would like be relegated to my stepfather down the line, but I think I got one right then and there because it was just like an emergency situation that I feel like she had to do. But honestly, I don't even remember the whooping because, matter of fact, I know she gave me a whooping because her boyfriend, who ended up becoming my stepfather, came home, and he usually was like disciplinarian, and he was like, when he told me, he was like, I heard about what happened. He was like, I'm not gonna whip you because I heard your mom already did it. So she must have whipped me. But my point is, I don't remember that part.
Yeah.
All I remember was her face.
Yeah.
And the reason why I think that was the life-changing moment, to where after that I didn't need much correction. I became a self-corrector, is because that was the first time that I became aware that like, oh, my actions can hurt someone else. Like things that I do, my decisions can hurt somebody else. You know what I mean? Not just
Well,
me.
they say that a kid doesn't even develop that until like 10, 11, 12, like that, to think outside of them.
Right.
So to get that at 6, to be like, whoa, obviously you were like growing up. I mean, that wasn't, to figure that out. First of all, to be smoking at 6, like that's a whole different.
It blows my mind.
I mean, and then to remember, I don't know if your reaction was when you say you moved other people. Was it like I feel bad that I hurt my mom, or was it I really screwed up? I don't know how a 6-year-old even does that.
I think it was, this person I really love and care about. I let him down. I lied blatantly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was doing something that
Disaster kid.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So you had so then from there you learned that was a moment for you. Like you remember that.
That's a big
30 years later
that's a big thing in my life that never went away. Yeah.
And then so your mom.
I learned a lot of things. I've been doing me, I've been doing okay. Come fuck with me, be my Beyonce. Know you love me, but